Bernardo's cover and Bernardo too. He's one of the smartest players even in the world. When I watch him, when you watch him play, you look at the positions he picks up, and the way he plays. I think that's more reason why Pep doesn't want him to go. Because in my personal opinion, I don't think there's a player in the world that
plays that.
Charlie. I don't. At least not to the level.
What he does, Frankie de Jong can do that.
Back. We're back outside, boys.
We're outside.
It's the Y3K pod.
Yes, sir.
What's good, gang?
What's up, guys?
Yo, it's been a minute, guys. Yo, we need to apologize. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we've uploaded a video since December, November.
Nah.
Really?
We did, right?
What, you two did?
The last video we did was December 29th type. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute, guys.
We apologize. Been busy.
Definitely should have put out a little more content on the World Cup, but it got boring. We need to even talk about that. No, we didn't even. I don't think we talked about it.
It didn't get boring.
We need to talk about that. So we'll have a video on that.
I just wasn't into the World Cup after Ghana lost, but it is.
Nah, we'll make a video on that. I think we need to make a video on that because the final was good.
We did make a video on that. The day Argentina won the World Cup, you went on your fucking soliloquy.
Oh yeah, we did talk about it.
What is he talking about? Anyways, it's your boy Yao. I'm back, better than ever. I got
all black K, fresh white Fazos. Check them out. Yes, sir.
Bro, don't put your shoes over my face again, bro.
Michael.
I got my boy Mike. We back again. Manchester is.
We are flying high, flying red.
Manchester's red.
Manchester's always blue. Always blue.
It's not.
Always blue. Forever be blue.
Bro. Stop it.
That's crazy.
Stop being red a long time ago. Stop being red a long time ago.
As you guys already know,
it's not.
We just watched some football. El Clasico's on in a little bit. We're probably going to watch that. But we're going to start it off talking about Manchester United versus Man City. That was a big game of the weekend. And the North London Derby, which just finished. As you guys know, he's a City fan. He's a United fan.
Yep.
And of course, I support the Almighty Blues. The only team in London. Alright, boy. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good.
Talk to me.
It's been a minute since I've been here, but,
Manchester is what?
It is red. I came back with a lot of energy today because,
Manchester's
flying
red.
high. Because,
that's what they saying.
Beginning of the season, we were down, but right now, we're telling the world that we are back. You know
Manchester's
That's why I love Man United fans.
We are back.
That's why I love.
It's not even about hyping.
Manchester's what?
We are back. It's not even about hyping the win or anything. It's just if I look at how we've progressed, how the manager has come in and set the culture and everything. I feel like everything is kind of slowly going up right now. Next season, if we get a couple pieces together,
you should challenge.
I think we're definitely
I think Ten Hag, Eric Ten Shag, after what's crazy? After that City scored you 6, right?
Yeah.
Somebody said he lost the 10 in his. He should be Eric 4 half. Stuff like that. I was seeing all these memes, bro. My Ten Hag is back, bro.
Of course.
Baldy got it under control. He's the best bald manager in Manchester. You know what I'm saying? My boy, how you feeling though? City lost.
I feel fine.
You feel like you got robbed?
We definitely see. This is the thing.
Answer the question.
Don't even get into that.
I want to know. Do you feel like you got robbed?
Yes, I feel like we got robbed. But honestly, I'd rather lose a game like that than have them outperform us the whole entire game.
Yeah, but technically they outperformed you.
No, they didn't. In the first half,
performance-wise, they outperformed us. But
I'll say this: in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
We held possession, but it wasn't really meaningful possession, and they had the more meaningful chances on the counterattack. Right? Uh-huh. But going into the half, I wasn't worried that we were going to lose the game. I fully thought that we were going to win the game, and we were probably going to win it comfortably. And then
comfortably?
Yeah. I'm so...
In terms of scoreline?
Yeah, scoreline. Really? Even... No, not scoreline.
So you thought it was going to be like 4-0?
No. Not scoreline.
So I predicted 3-1.
I thought we were gonna win 2-0 or 2-1, but I wasn't worried in the sense that how when it's scary that you might lose or
right. Yeah, okay.
I thought it was gonna be 2-0, but it's gonna be or 2-1, but it's gonna be okay, we won the game as we should have.
Right.
Second half, Pep the Foden and Grealish switch was a good switch because we needed more. We needed a dribble, like a ball carrier like that Grealish is because the way we were playing, though, it was easy for you guys to just sit back and shuffle. So we brought in Grealish to just dribble at you guys.
Dribble, yeah.
And that created a lot of problems.
Players,
And then Cancelo in the second half also started to also be more direct. Because I remember there was a couple of instances in the second half where he went down that left side on your right side, and he beat like 2 or 3 players, got to the edge of the box and like crossed, and it was creating chances. So we started to come into the game more, and we were playing well. So I'd rather lose a game because you guys, you know me.
But I feel like your goal was a mistake on our part because I feel like. No. It's because a lot of our players were out of position. Like if you look at where Wan-Bissaka's position was, he should have been on Grealish, right? Everybody's attention was on Haaland because of the cross.
Yeah, but you know, I don't think I don't think it was Wan-Bissaka's should have been on Grealish because if you remember, Haaland was behind Grealish.
Yeah,
so Haaland was closer to Wan-Bissaka. I think it was Varane that should have been on Grealish.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Because Haaland, but since Haaland moved to the back, it forced Wan-Bissaka to be like, who's more dangerous right now on the cross, Haaland or Grealish? And he chose Haaland.
Yeah, but the thing is, Wan-Bissaka's never going
somebody's
jump
back.
Yeah.
If I'm defending from behind you, you have the advantage over me. Because if that cross comes in, you're getting to it first.
But that's why why defense isn't 1v1. And you have a whole back 4. So I don't know if he didn't communicate to Varane that Grealish was there, or he communicated and Varane didn't move fast enough, or whatever it was. But even that goal to Kwampu, in my opinion, I think it was just a great pass and move. Because Mars' ball to De Bruyne. It was instant. It was a fast, hard pass, and De Bruyne got it quick, and he crossed it good. So that one did.
I feel like also Casemiro should have done a better job in stopping the cross because literally
he was holding his hand.
He was literally by the
Casemiro.
It was almost out of bounds.
In the first half, like, he had the comments, like, because, we have Casemiro playing arguably top 5, top 3 DMs in the world, right?
He's like number 1. Bro.
Hold on, relax. Like, I'm not trying to cause an argument, but I'm saying like top 3.
Right.
He could be 1 for you. He might be 3 for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you had Rodri, arguably top 3, right? They were going at each other. First half, you can see on social media. I saw on Twitter, people were going off. Oh yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. People were saying, "Oh, Casemiro is washed. Casemiro is this. Casemiro might not be as good because especially on that first goal, you saw when KDB played that pass, he was holding his hand, like he was trying to marry KDB or some shit like that. That was weird. But second half, you saw his class. When you got into the game, he was making switches. He was playing.
I feel like in this game, he didn't really play as well.
I don't think he played well.
I don't think he played well in the second half. He played better in the second half, in my opinion.
But without him, there's no presence in the midfield.
I don't because
there's no presence, and I feel like when he played yesterday, his presence was felt because City wasn't coming through the midfield like that.
I'll say I don't think it was for me specifically. I saw a lot of misplaced balls by Casemiro. That's why, because this was the first game in your run that I actually watched because you were playing my team. Yeah. But for me, I don't think he played that well in the game to justify.
Like, I think so. I think he did okay, but he didn't play.
I think I'll say his defensive work was a lot better than his offensive work. Because what I saw to say, since you guys were a counter-attack team, he was the one to win the ball back a lot of the times, and he was always looking for that pass, but
the long pass.
But the long pass. But I was saying that wasn't
the long passes. He was playing too many long passes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not his game.
That's the game plan, though.
No, I'm saying I don't think it's Casemiro's game.
No, it's not his game. But I feel like what he's in there to do is just win the ball and just give it to either Eriksen or Bruno
to progress.
And most of the long passes were coming from either Eriksen or Bruno. If you watch, and then at times from
another
Fred.
thing I give credit to was Ten Hag's system. Because in the midfield, he went man for man.
Yeah, he did go man for man. I think he went for man from in every position. I think except for maybe Martial.
Fred's one job was to follow De Bruyne around.
He had Varane chasing Haaland around.
He had no. It was Varane.
It was Varane.
Yeah. Every time
I saw Luke Shaw one time followed him into the midfield.
At least
because Haaland was dropping deep to get a ball.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even coming to him.
No, it was in the first half. We were watching the game. I told him, I was like, "Yo, you guys." Well, we're getting into the Haaland. You guys are not utilizing Haaland in a way because he's such a physical presence in the box. You don't allow him to come into the midfield and progress the ball. I feel like with a player like Haaland, right, especially with the way in the first half, you saw that was how the goal came about.
Right.
Haaland sometimes he could drag certain defenders out of position by dropping into midfield. Although, yes, he may not be the best passer or he may not be the best dribbler. Yeah. If you use him as a decoy sometimes, or free up other players. That's one thing I think Pep should probably do with Haaland more. Instead of having him sit and wait for the ball to come to him. Because, bro, when you're playing big games, like that's why he hasn't scored in a lot of big games. Because the big teams are seeing that and they're like, yeah, nah, bro, we're not letting Haaland do this. If he's gonna sit,
there's only 2 big games that have scored.
I think that's a minus
for against Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool and
he didn't score against.
It was Liverpool. It was only 3 big games.
That was only yesterday. He scored against us in the first game.
Yeah, but the first one, I felt like that was Ten Hag. That was still the process of Ten Hag building up. But I think Haaland is going to struggle against teams who have defenders who are experienced.
It's because of we went, like you said, we went man for man in the middle. And if you look at previous years when you had Aguero, if Aguero played this game, we would have struggled because the way he plays, he holds up the ball and then finds runners in behind. And he's a good passer of the ball as well.
The problem with Haaland right now, they said, this game would have been a game for Julian Alvarez to play.
Probably, yeah.
Because he's that type of a striker who
like a false nine
that would have caused problems.
This is my question.
Once he drops in and Varane follows him out, leaves that space in behind, you can pass him the ball, he can turn or he can lay it off or something.
This is where my question comes in. Has Haaland, right, as a player, because I kind of agree with this, and I've been saying this for a while, has Haaland made City worse? Not worse in terms of like, obviously, they're still scoring goals and stuff like that. But in terms of how City would like to play, right? Last year with Foden as the false nine, he would drop into midfield, add to that midfield presence, right? But Haaland is not that type of player, right? Haaland will not drop into midfield looking for balls and stuff like that. Haaland will stay central as a 9. Or say you're on a counter-attack, he'll make the run into the box waiting for the cross to come in and score. A lot of his goals have been tap-ins. I feel like even if Haaland wasn't there, somebody else would score those goals.
Right.
It's not like they're losing anything. So does Haaland take away from City being more? Okay, let me say this: being more dangerous.
I think he takes. Yeah, he does. He takes a little bit away. He takes a little bit away in terms of helping them in the play.
Yeah.
That's what's missing because Haaland is just there to score goals. And there's a lot of waiting around in the box and him being patient. He has to be patient. And him waiting around for the goal, either through crosses or either through a through ball or something. He does not contribute to the play whatsoever. He doesn't. He just waits around for the play. And if you look at all the strikers that have played before him, everybody contributed to the play that led to a goal. If you would agree with me.
Last year Foden.
Because yesterday when he dropped into the middle, he didn't get the ball. He dropped in the middle a couple of times. Nobody passed to him.
That's my biggest thing. And I told you
they passed it to him a couple of times.
It was twice. But this whole season,
he didn't get the ball.
Let me get on Haaland.
When he got the ball, he passed it right back, and he didn't go anywhere. I remember him passing the ball. Myers made a pass to him, and he passed it right back to him. Maybe he could have turned and then look on the other side and see if there was an option. But he passed it right back to him.
The thing is,
and I feel like he's not that type of player that.
They have to find a way to get Haaland more involved with his touches and stuff like that. Or Haaland is basically right now how Chelsea was playing with Lukaku.
Maybe it's because of how we set up. Is what I'm saying.
No, it's not just you. I've seen this for a while now. Because look at them right now.
Maybe if they were playing like a team like Bournemouth or other, because they play with 2 midfielders. Those 2 midfielders, can actually help him and become like a 5. They attack. You guys attacking like 5. I think 5 offensive players. I think
the only people that stay back in our attack is really the 2 center backs,
the CDM
and the right back. The CDM, even Rodri Cromwell sometimes He won't go as forward.
He won't go forward.
It depends on how long we've had.
He's literally sitting in the middle.
It depends more on how much we've had possession. Rodri will probably stay on top of the half circle line.
Right. So the two midfielders, either De Bruyne and Bernardo plays in the half spaces, and I feel like if you guys play any other team out, that's where they can help Haaland a little bit inside the play. But the way that we play, we kind of marked out.
You guys played
De Bruyne
you played with what's it called? 4 midfielders.
Yeah.
So in a sense, and the 4 midfielders you played.
It was 4-4-2.
No, it wasn't. It was Bruno playing like a right winger.
Yeah,
but he wasn't really playing as a right winger.
It was like a 4-3-3.
Yeah, he was kind of boosting the middle a little bit. Yeah.
But the thing I want to say is that in the beginning of the year, they stumbled. That's why I always say City's team is, it's beginning of the year. Pep has made some sort of change to the system where they have to fully figure it out before they start to show their greatness. And that's what if you look at every single year that City has won the championship, or even every single year that they've contended.
Championship. You don't have a Champions League, bro.
No. You're talking about
EPO, whatever, bro.
Thank you. I just wanted to dig out a little bit.
What's it called?
Champions of Europe. You've never seen that.
Every single year that they've won the EPO, they've contended for the EPO, and since 2016 ish. They in the beginning they always stumble for the first half of the season, and then the second half of the season is when I think they fully start to mesh and fully figure it out. The problem is this year, the World Cup happened in that time period. Okay. So now, they've come back. They've all been playing with different systems and different AEs. So it's
it doesn't change the ideology of how you play.
No. But what I'm saying, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But if you look at it, it's always from December going. Is when City go on that.
Yeah, but that's based on run. You're basing it off of past history or something. But I wanted to ask you a question.
Before you ask me that question on that thing that he's saying, right? You got to realize that in previous seasons, the teams that were at top, even when City was stumbling, they weren't ahead of you by that many points. But now Arsenal's ahead of you by 8 points. Yeah. And Arsenal's playing really good football. You can't afford to drop points. And you guys are dropping points like every other week. You will win, but then there'll be a draw here, and then yet like yesterday there's a loss. So even Pep yesterday said that he doesn't think you guys are going to contend for the title, which I just think is
okay. What was your question for me?
I was gonna ask you, with your style of play and the way, like the ideology and everything behind it, do you think standards are dropping or not?
No,
because you guys have been so good for a while, and I was like,
no. I think
because he made a comment after Southampton game, feeling like maybe he was saying something about people who have been complimenting the team being so good for a while now. He thinks maybe some of the players are not playing up to standards or something.
I'll say the only thing they said
something along those lines.
I think I've read of a lot of players.
Yeah, but I'm saying, who said with the Pep system, right? It's like it's embedded into him. It's not. It's like you do something that is a part of you, right?
Yeah.
So you think and sometimes you can just close your eyes and do it, right? And it comes naturally. And I'm saying, like, you don't have to try to do it because it's already embedded into you, right? So do you think the standards are dropping because they know what to do?
The only thing I can say is that the players are not looking at the moment, they're looking ahead. Because the one thing that, even this whole group of players, the one thing that's been plaguing them is Champions League success. So right now,
one thing Pep does though is he limits them from worrying about stuff like that. He says our goal is not to win the Champions League. But recently though, the past few games he's changed his tone. Ever since they started losing and dropping points, he's changed his tone, talking about, this year I don't care. He said it yesterday, I don't care if we win the Premier League and all that. We've done that. I want to win the Champions League. That's what he said. But before, he used to say, our goal is not to win the Champions League. He never said that, but now he's saying that. Is he a little rattled?
You're not even letting me answer like any of the questions. Go ahead. I don't think he's rattled, and I don't think, even right now that I sit here, I feel fully confident that City can go and win the league.
Yeah, but you're a delusional City fan.
I'm not a delusional City fan.
Because you said Arsenal... Because you said it on here. He said that Arsenal are not going to contend at all. By this time, he literally said by this time, Arsenal would have fallen.
Because I didn't think... So,
okay, but do you... I don't think Arsenal might win. I don't think... If they win, it would be a miracle.
Do you... No, listen.
They're up 8 points right now.
I know. If they win, it will be... That's what I'm saying. Like, look. The league starts after December, if you agree with me.
Yeah, definitely.
If you agree with me, it starts. Now, they have Europa, they have all these other competition coming up.
No, you're out of the Carabao.
Okay, I think they still have the FA Cup, right.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, right now...
Do you think Arteta will put all his eggs in one basket, or is he going to, contend for all?
They might have to put their eggs in one basket.
Because
they
right
don't have
now...
the squad depth. But now they have ESR coming back. We'll get into Arsenal. They have ESR coming back. You have a couple players coming back. I used to think, right, at the beginning of the season, I used to say, like, Arsenal was one Partey or one soccer injury away. I used to say that, right? But now I don't see it that way.
Because really now, when I look at them, even though they've lost Gabriel Jesus, but they still found a way.
Another thing that I feel like people aren't. Go ahead, finish.
And I feel like it takes one injury to one of their best players for them to actually drop, or even one bad result for them to actually drop.
All right, before we go into Arsenal, you want to finish on the City thought?
Yeah, I've had like 1,000 City thoughts that I haven't.
Go ahead, lay them down.
Because both of you sit here and confidently think that Arsenal are not going to lose a game?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if they win the league, it will be a miracle.
No. That's what
like looking at where they've been. If they win the league this season, it will be a miracle because they haven't challenged. They haven't been title challenged. And for somebody to win the league, to win the league, right? They have to be title challengers consistently. Where Liverpool has been with Man City, right?
How many titles has Liverpool won in that whole time?
They've won one, okay. But what I'm saying is, if anybody should be up there right now, you would think so. It would be Liverpool, right?
But listen.
Liverpool
Also, wait.
I said it here.
Wait.
Remember?
Also, look at the teams that would normally be in that top 6 range, right? Mm-hmm. Chelsea are having a down year.
Yeah.
Man United have just found. No,
they haven't just found it. They've been playing well for a while.
I think so. It's just been a little tweak, but
no. But listen. Man United have somewhat are starting to find their groove.
Okay.
Man City, which I don't understand. Nobody's been talking about it, but there's been injuries in Man City's team the whole entire seasons. Ruben Diaz is hurt right now.
Defenders. You have 5 defenders.
Laporte is hurt right now.
You have 5 defenders. Okay. You have 5 center backs. You have 5 center backs who are all world class. So don't give me that excuse about you being injured. Laporte is injured, bro. They're putting Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz is hurt. They're putting Akanji. Akanji's hurt. You put in Nathan Ake. John Stones, bro. You cannot have that excuse of injuries. That is not. I'm not taking.
But no. I know you guys have. I know you guys have injuries. But then again, I feel like you guys have the squad depth, right?
That's what I'm saying. You do. You don't.
And I feel like this year for you guys has been a little bit strange. Right, for you to the way you guys are playing and the way that you guys are dropping results. But if anybody should be up there, or anybody should be, number one, it should be you guys, because of how you guys managed to, have been up there for a while and a long time.
Would you agree that your nucleus is still there though for your team?
Yes.
So if that's the case, what's changed?
Actually, because there are certain things. I watch every City game, and I'm a different type of watcher than you two are. In the sense that when I watch, I look at performance and not results. When I look at performance, I would rather us lose and play well and just be unlucky than win and play poorly. Because bad performances don't equal winning. Bad performance are patch fixes. Okay. You'll win here, but you won't be consistent enough to get to where you want to be, right? So right now that I'm watching the City's team, and I watched against Southampton, right? It was Laporte's first game back. It was Calvin Phillips' first game that he's ever like really played. And what's it called? It was also Sergio Gomez's like one of his first games since like September or November, right?
November.
So when I look at those 3 things, those were the 3 players that I was looking at because the rest of the team was generally in the squad and playing, right? And those three players are the reason why we lost the game. Laporte, I don't think he's ever played with Sergio Gomez without like the rest of the team, right? And so that one, it didn't match. And you could see throughout the whole game, Laporte was angry at the way he was playing. Sergio Gomez was playing. And then Calvin Phillips filling in for Rodri, you could see that Calvin Phillips wasn't used to the role he was being asked to play. Right?
Bro, and then been at the club for months now.
And then when I look at the game against you guys, the goals that we gave up, I don't think we would give up if we had Ruben Diaz and Laporte there. I don't think Ruben Diaz stops running. Because you know how he stops.
He doesn't stop running.
I don't think Ruben Diaz stops running.
I feel like it could have been.
And then on the second goal, that one there, I don't think Ruben Diaz and Laporte gives Garnacho the amount of space that Ake gave him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think with those two players, no, I don't think we give up those type of goals. That's not saying we don't give up another goal here or another goal there. You know what I'm saying? So when I watch our team play, no, and we're missing certain players, no, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, if we had this player back, I don't think this happens. So right now, no, I'm okay. Right? So now, I'm saying.
So when will you be worried?
When will I be worried?
You're 8 points off.
If it's the last game of the season and we're not, and even if we win and we don't win the game, then I'll be worried.
So this season, what's your goal as a City fan? What's your goal? What do you want to win?
Champions League is number one because I felt like we got robbed last year. Okay. We robbed ourselves. Champions League is number one. EPL is number two. And apart from that, no, I don't.
Those
care.
are the two main trophies.
You have to understand,
Sid.
You said you were worried about performance. You have to understand, Sid, this EPL thing is about results business. Performance, no, you can play. It is.
I don't think it
is. It is a results business.
No, let me tell you why.
Some days you can play poorly and still get a result.
But let me tell you. No. It
is a results business.
I don't think winning the EPL is a results business.
It is.
No, because at least not since City and Liverpool have shown their dominance. I don't think it's been a result.
What dominance by Liverpool? They have
the
one
games
trophy.
that
they have one trophy. But I'm talking about the number one and number two.
Looking at previous seasons, the games that you guys went on a stretch, you guys did not perform extremely well.
You did,
but you did not.
No. See, the thing is,
some of the games were 1-0. Some of them were 2.
Just because
some games 4, 5.
Just because you won,
but it wasn't really.
So the thing is,
no team ever that has won a league
has played
perfectly all throughout the season.
Just because you win 1-0 doesn't mean you didn't perform well, though. Am I right?
Well, if you want to go back and look at it,
what I'm saying is, look at your two teams, right? Look at your two teams, right? Mm-hmm. When have you performed? When was the last time in your memory that you guys performed really well and also got results? Was it not the COVID year?
No.
For you guys.
This season?
No, I'm talking about like in the recent memory. Was it not the COVID year? The year you guys came second. Was that not the last season you can remember? You guys performed.
I think we've had some good games. Yeah.
That was the COVID year, right? And where did you guys finish? Second that year, right?
I think, yeah.
The next year you got Ronaldo. Did you guys perform well?
No, we didn't.
You didn't, but you got results, right?
No, they didn't.
Not really. But that was always down.
So you didn't perform.
The example that I wanted to give you was recently we beat Bournemouth 3-0. But I don't think we played well.
No.
But we got results.
Okay, listen. Do you think if you played that way you played against Bournemouth consistently throughout the season, you would win the EPL?
No, we would not.
Exactly. So that shows you it's performance, not results.
You can tweak performance, but ultimately it is about results business. Look at how Conte is playing right now.
Are they playing well?
No. They're not playing well.
They've never played well though.
They've never exactly. So how defensively he's playing,
they've never played well, right? But have they even come close to challenging for the EPL since Conte's been there?
Hold on.
This is his first proper season.
What teams are playing well right now? Is it not Newcastle? Newcastle's playing well.
Yeah.
You guys are playing well. Okay, Arsenal's playing well.
If you look at Newcastle today, because they didn't play well, but he got the result.
When they played against us, I feel like we should have beat them.
In the 80th minute or something like that.
I feel like we should have beat them when they played us.
Today.
That's one game. I'm talking about over the course.
Yeah, you're not gonna play a perfect game. Yeah, you're not gonna
play a perfect season. I understand that.
It's a results business.
No, what I'm saying is that you don't need to perform perfect. I'm saying you need to perform well in almost every game in order to win.
Yes, I agree. As long as their philosophy is there, that's fine. But you're not gonna perfectly have 10,000 passes every other game. That's not
what I'm saying.
Some games you might have the 10,000 passes, you score one goal. It's what I'm trying to. It's a result.
Yeah, no. That's not what I'm saying. Is that in order to win the EPL now, you need to perform well in majority of your games in order to win.
Of course,
you can't perform half-assed in 20 of the games or in 18 of the games.
Arsenal 0-3-0-4 when they won.
I said now.
I'm giving you an example. Hold on. 0-3-0 when they won. The invincible season that everybody talks about. Do you know how many draws they had?
12.
They had a lot of draws.
It was 12.
Okay.
They had a lot of draws. They weren't always performing well, but they got the result at the end of the day. The thing about the premise, it's a long season.
It is a long season, right?
You're going to have stretches where you're going to be really good and everything's clicking. You're going to have stretches where you're bad, but you get results. And then you're going to have stretches where you're not going to get those results.
You guys are thinking of the Prem in the past.
Now!
Even now.
No.
Let me show you how.
Last season, right? The only reason why City won was because of that last game.
The last game, you thought you performed well? Against Aston Villa,
in the end,
the team that was going to relegation.
Overall, you thought you played well?
I don't think we did. But obviously, what I'm saying, there's going to be
But in the end, you managed to get the results.
Listen.
It was 3-2.
There's going to be anomalies in every statement, right? What I'm saying is that City were leading in the beginning of the season. Why? Because they were performing well. Of
course.
And then they hit a slump. After they got out of the Champions League game, I think our first game back after the Champions League game, was Burnley, right? And we beat Burnley. But after that Burnley game, we weren't performing well. And we got some results here and there, But ultimately, in the end, our bad performances, caught up to us and allowed Liverpool, who were performing well, to catch up to us. What I'm saying is that you can't just base it off of results.
I know what you're saying, but you have to understand what I'm saying. On some days, you're gonna perform bad.
Yeah,
but you get results. You're gonna win. You get results.
What I'm saying is
it's a stretch.
When I watch it, because it's a long season, I would rather my team perform well in every single game
and lose.
Not lose every single game, obviously.
Because some days, you can perform well and then lose, like yesterday.
But me, I'm okay with that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm okay with because I know if we continue performing at this level, the wins will eventually catch up.
Of course.
That's what I mean by saying that. If you perform bad, eventually, your bad performances, but wins, the losses will catch up to you. That's what I'm saying.
That's my point was. My point with the results business is that as long as you have the philosophy there, it's there. The idea. The players know.
Would you rather your team perform bad and win?
No, but I want to see the idea of what they're doing.
Listen,
I want to see the philosophy.
That's what I call a good performance. If I can see what you're trying to do, and it's working, but you're not getting the last piece, I have faith that eventually, you will get it.
That's
what I mean by good performance.
And that's what I'm saying.
All right, go ahead. Finish.
Since the philosophy is there, you're not gonna get every game right. You understand? You might play well and then lose. Some days, the way you want to play it might not, come to fruition, and then you win. That's what I'm trying to say.
To end it all, right? To merge both of your points into one thing. The thing is, like you said, performances are important. You like to see good performances.
Yeah, performances are important, but definitely.
What I want you to understand that, right? In all those performances, there are going to be times where you're going to be playing bad, but you're going to get results, right? And in that way, that's how the season works. It goes both ways, right? You're going to have times where you have bad performances, but you're still scrapping to win. There are going to be times. That's what you were talking about earlier. That's what I wanted to get your attention to. You talk about City start slow, and then they build up. And in December, what do? They run away with the lead, right? That's exactly how it happens. You have your bad patch. You just have to be able to manage to win during those times in which the performances are not good. That's the difference between City and a lot of clubs. When your performances are not good, they still pull out wins. But when it comes to these teams, like Chelsea and stuff like that, when their performances are bad, they're not getting their wins.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That makes the difference between what a champion is. A team like Man City winning Premier Leagues and what a team like Chelsea is not doing. When it comes to the Champions League, the reason why you guys don't win it is because you are a team that needs to build up to that process.
Right.
Certain teams can wake up and get on the pitch and put out their best performance. Chelsea, when they under Tuchel, right? When they put out their A performance, especially in Champions League, like when we went to the Bernabeu, bro, I had no faith whatsoever. But by halftime, bro, by 70, we were up 3-0. Although we didn't.
Competitions are different from
That's what I'm trying to say.
Because
those performances
it's just
are
moments.
important, but at the end of the day, you have those moments where you have bad performances, but you get out the win. And I'll be happy. Like right now, today, when Chelsea played, right, against Crystal Palace, first half, it was shaky. Second half, we got the goal. And then the performance wasn't good. But because of how bad we've been lately, I was okay with us scraping away with the win. Because we hadn't won in 2020.
Have your standards for Chelsea then dropped? Because when you're at the peak of your powers, you wouldn't have been happy with this performance.
I would have.
You would have.
Crystal Palace is always a tough place to go, though.
But see, you know the reason why I would have been happy with the result? Because as a Chelsea fan, I know how we play. When it comes to Chelsea, we are not where we play possession-based football. A lot of our managers that we've had like to sit back, soak pressure, and then get on a run. And one of our biggest issues in the past few years has been, even when we score, like, we can't score that many goals like you guys can. You guys can put in 4 or 5. When we beat a team 2-0, I'm happy.
Right.
Because that means that no matter what, we got the 2 goals. But when Chelsea scores 1, I get scared. And it's like the 80th minute. Because for the next 20 minutes, Chelsea's going to sit back and try to soak the pressure. And more times than not, in recent times, what has cost us is the fact that we're sitting back and soaking pressure. And then we allow them to score. Because they'll get in so many crosses. Your keeper sometimes is not good at coming out for crosses. You have certain players who, in set pieces, are not very good. Against Arsenal, when we played Arsenal, the game was 1-0. The goal that they scored, it was terrible, bro. It was off a set piece. We soaked all that pressure and sat back and allowed them to score. The ball came. Kai Havertz was supposed to clear. He didn't clear it. The goalkeeper was supposed to stop the ball. He didn't stop it. And literally, even if Gabriel had left it, it would have gone in. He didn't even have to touch it. But the difference with you guys is that you guys can score 4 and sit back and play the game because you already have 4. But we don't have that in us to do that. That is why you guys keep on winning Premier Leagues and we don't.
Do you think... See, this is my thing. Because now I'm starting to think that a manager that sits back and plays like a counter-attacking game, it's easier for them to implement their system than it is for a manager who plays possession-based football.
No.
Possession takes time. That's the thing.
Yes, but with possession with the right players is so much easier.
Yeah.
When Pep's first season, bro, you know how he struggled?
It takes time.
No, yes, but
he had the luxury.
No, but that's my point.
If he was at Chelsea, he wouldn't have that time.
Yeah, that's my point. My point is it not easier for a manager to come in and sit back and play counter-attack than it is for him to have that, because you don't have the right. You may not always have the right players
for that possession. Right. Yeah.
But counter-attack, you can almost make it. You can make it work with almost any team.
Any team, yeah. And individuals can come up in moments.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, for him, Pep, he had the luxury, right? Because he had this his thumbprint or everything on which player to come in and which players to not. Started with the goalkeeper. Got Bravo, he didn't want him. Got another goalkeeper. Got John Stones, and then he was able to shuffle things around until it worked the way that he wanted it to work. Right? Any other team, if he had gone to any other team, it might not work because your owner might not be comfortable with you.
That's my thing. Also, do you
signing all of these players? He signed about 9 players his first season.
Do you think more clubs need to give managers more time?
No,
because I don't like the fact that
you will get more time. But the pieces that are coming in is what's the most important.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't like the fact that Chelsea is a club that me as a fan, I think they do it to themselves, and I tell them this.
That's why
I tell them this all the time.
That's why you're not a fan.
Because your manager comes in and you go through a little rough patch, and the moment we go through the rough patch, he needs to go. He needs to go.
It's always been Chelsea's model of business.
Yeah,
it's a results.
What he has to understand is football is a results business. One, when you come in as Chelsea manager, you are given the tools in order to succeed. You have players there. Whatever you want is given to you. And if you do not succeed, what is the point of keeping you? It gets to the point where once the fans turn on you and they start putting that pressure on you, it forces Abramovich to look up and be like, oh.
And I feel like that was his model of business.
And it worked for him because every trophy in the world, let's be honest, even with Man U and all that, since Abramovich came in, so he left, Chelsea was the most successful club in England.
Yeah.
Every trophy that the man wanted.
But if you look at any other team other than Chelsea, you can see, that model of business suits them better than any other team.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because we have the luxury of being able to buy whatever player that we want and being able to let them go.
Because Chelsea's problem, what I think one of Chelsea's problems right now in the Crumpton, I think their squad is not good enough to contend with the other top squads in the EPL.
Maybe, but
on top of that, in the Crumpton also, they brought in a new manager, Potter, right? Who I think is a manager that's going to need time to figure out. Because the jump from Brighton to Chelsea is not a little jump.
But what you have to understand is that the issue Chelsea fans have, right, is not with Graham Potter. It's the man that he replaced. That's where it starts from, right? Tuchel would have not allowed us to go 8 games without winning. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
See, Chelsea fans won't complain if the sacking is justified. With Tuchel, Chelsea fans felt like it wasn't justified. And then you bring in a man who's doing less of what Tuchel was doing. He's worked. hold on. He's worse than what Tuchel was for us, right? So, and the standards that we have at Chelsea is different from the standards that you have. Like I said, your manager's saying that, oh, we just want to win the Champions League. Basically saying we give up on the Prem. You cannot be a Chelsea manager and say that. The next day, the owner's going to call you and be like, yo, watch what you're saying. Potter started that thing, and a lot of Chelsea fans got on him. And if you've watched recently, his tone has changed. He's not saying Chelsea are in a rebuild. He's saying that it needs time. There's injuries and stuff like that, but we're going to figure it out, and he needs the fan support. But when he first came and we were losing, he started saying, oh, Chelsea's motto, da-da-da-da-da. He was making excuses.
I mean, he is learning on the job, basically.
Exactly.
Look at where he's come from. And I feel like maybe the owner right now is trying to change the model of business.
And the owner's allowing him.
And trying to give managers a little bit of time.
But you see, the thing is, I would not have an issue with Potter, right? If, even in our losses, I saw a progression in how we're playing. Or I saw that the players are adapting to your system. But the players are not adapting to the system. And yes, there's injuries and stuff like that. But the players on the pitch are not showing me enough for me to have faith that there's something.
It's the time he came
Wait, hold on.
I agree with that. Mike,
So you blame?
It's been 6 months. You cannot give me that excuse
Do you
anymore.
blame? No. Listen.
No manager can come in mid-season and perform miracles.
Wait.
You would not see a play style.
So what did Tuchel do? What did
Tuchel won you a cup.
Bro, you're comparing Tuchel to a manager that has not won anything.
Exactly.
He has not won anything.
Point.
So,
exactly my point.
Come on now.
So
Wait though. Did we not just say Champions League is different from EPO? Tuchel came
there's a
and he
competition.
won. When
did it go bad for Chelsea with Tuchel in that Prem? Was when Abramovich and all that situation happened. That's when we started to go bad. So there's a difference in levels, bro. Certain clubs, you could get away with certain things. Man United, like, for example, right now, they used to hire managers who were sort of like yes boys. Who, whatever the owners did, they wouldn't question it. But now they have a manager who's brought in discipline. Ronaldo's fooling. You think if there was another manager, right, and Ronaldo was doing all of this, you think he would have had the balls to say, we do not want him at the club, he can go?
Probably not.
The same thing at City. Pep has total control. The thing that is happening right now is that with Potter, he's getting total control to do what he wants to do. The time where players had to say who the manager was is gone. Now players, it doesn't matter.
I don't know if he has total control though. I feel like he's losing control.
No, he's not.
Because
the player that signed today, Modric,
he
wanted Modric.
Did he?
Yeah. He wanted Modric. And that's why we went out there for him.
What I heard was he was calling those player meetings to get to voice their opinions out or to senior figures, and that signals a manager that's losing control. Because if you start to do that, then that means you don't have control.
So you got a haircut? You got a haircut?
I did get a haircut.
I just realized it. You look
bro. That signals a manager that's losing control. If you do that, you don't have control.
No.
And that's the thing.
No.
And for me, I feel like maybe it's due to a lack of experience in certain areas, because he's come to a big club. He hasn't won anything at Brighton. You understand? And I feel like right now he's learning on the job. He's gonna figure it out if you give him the time.
So
he's going to figure it out.
The thing is,
since you're the resident Chelsea fan.
Before you get that question, let me get one last point in. The thing today, right? I was telling you that Potter hasn't shown me anything for me to believe that the project is going to work.
Right.
The first time I've seen that there's a resemblance of play, that we are going to be okay once we get the right players that he wants in, was today when we played Crystal Palace. Normally, when we play like that, in our games, first 20 minutes, we dominate, and then we allow the other team to play a little bit, and then we make a mistake and they score. But today, we played very well. Even in the moments where Crystal Palace got the ball, after the first 20 minutes, where the away team will start to attack. Crystal Palace got the ball, they were doing their thing, but we soaked in the pressure, and then we went back on the offensive. Normally, we would sit back. And you see with the plays, we're playing faster. You see players making forward passes instead of making back passes all the time. Right? I even looked at the formation today and I questioned it. But they're playing really well and I can't even complain about it. Right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing I'm saying about Potter now. I'm willing to give him the time now because I'm seeing something. But before, I wasn't seeing anything.
But what if, so would you consider the same position that Arsenal was in?
No! Because I'm not Arsenal. I don't want to.
Do you want to be patient and actually have success in the future?
See, the thing is,
or do you want to see something? And I know that at a top club, you don't get time, and he's come to a top club where the pressure is on.
Let me tell you this, right? If I say Chelsea's rebuild that we're doing now, it's going to go a lot faster than what Arsenal did. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the finances are
exactly. There, That's the difference between me and Chelsea. Even just this summer and now, we spent $500 million, and we're not done. But what I'm saying? We're bringing in players that the manager wants, and we're getting rid of players who do not want to be there.
But what if? Let's say financial fair play,
it's not.
Guys,
but we
just
are
like Lampard.
But it's not going
season,
to.
Or it's not going.
It's not going to because the way we've structured deals. That was the reason why we didn't get Enzo. Because the issue that came in with Enzo is that they want 120 mil up front. They wanted that same very day.
Yeah,
and if we paid that would have been FVP getting us.
Okay.
But with Modric that we signed today for 100 M's, he has an 8.5-year contract. So with that, the payment is split over the 8 years. The add-ons is 30 million. The 70 mil is split over the first 7 years. So we're paying like 10 mil every season. You get what I'm saying? Right. So with that, you spread the cost over, and FFP, FPP, whatever it is, doesn't catch you. That's the biggest difference between what Chelsea's doing and what other fans are not understanding from other clubs. They think, Chelsea's just spending the money. That's the reason why Todd Bowley is willing to give these players long-ass contracts. Modric was given an 8-year contract on 150K, right? With the 150K, bro, that is basically me telling you, for the next 7 years, I'm paying you 150K. No matter what happens, say the player is unhappy about his contract, you're getting 150K. In 2 years, that contract that you're giving him, if he turns out to be the player that we think he is going to be, it's going to be albatross. You get what I'm saying? Because other players are earning 300K for what we expected Modric to do, right? So in 2 years' time, we are going to be looking all right.
Right.
That's the biggest difference. So I think it's going to work out. And I'm starting to have a little more faith every day and day. If we play well, I'm happy. But when you put out a lineup and you get slackered by City's B and C team, and you don't show any heart, that's what makes me question you as a manager. That's the biggest difference.
I mean, you can't really blame it on the manager, though. And that's what
I can because of the lineup.
That was my question.
You can't blame it on him.
I can't.
My question is,
I can't. Did you watch the Chelsea?
Because
when they beat us 3-0
in the Carabao.
No, in the FA Cup.
FA Cup. No, I didn't watch it.
We played Bashir Humphreys, right? Nobody knows him. I know him because he's an academy player, right? You know that you haven't won a game in 2023, right? Your team is not doing that well. You're playing against Man City. Man City's going to play their B and C team. The best thing to do, right, is to play your experienced players so at least you can sneak out of there with a result, right?
If you play your experienced players, you have to also think about the Premier League.
We didn't have a game for another 5 days.
You have injuries.
We didn't have another game for 5 days.
Yeah,
we had
is it reasonable? Listen, bro, it's not about sometimes being a manager. It's not about also being a coach. You have to also manage these players and their time. You're having injuries though, so you have to actually kind of manage them.
Okay, if he's trying to manage us, right? So
maybe the FA Cup may not be his priority.
So what is his priority?
Maybe he wants to actually get you guys in the top 4 and maybe kind of let the cups go.
Okay, so let the
maybe I'm not saying
the cup game.
No.
To focus on the Prem.
No. I'm not in his head. I'm not in his head.
But I'm saying, don't you?
But
think...
the cup games also, you probably might. You don't have 100%, probability that you're gonna win the cup. Are you?
If City is out.
That's what I'm saying.
If City is out.
If I was him.
That's not.
I'm not in his head though. I'm not in his head. But if I was him.
And watch that same BC team when you went to play Southampton. What happened? You lost, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm not trying to no shade or nothing like that. They lost against Southampton, who was going to relegation. But you Chelsea sat there and played these young kids.
But they didn't play well though.
Who?
That's the thing. City did not play well against Southampton.
We didn't even play
well against us.
Play against them.
We let them. Because we didn't play the right players. That's the issue.
It was a Mars free kick, a PK.
Mars has scored in every game we played against them, bro. Mars before.
Maybe you're looking at certain things, but if I was him, and with all these injuries, I probably maybe my limit. I would hope that if I go into a cup that I win. But I might limit the amount of games that we're playing though. Because right now you still have Champions League, right?
Champions League doesn't start till February. What does that have to do with anything?
But I would kind of if I was him, I would get focused on Premier League. Try and get into a better position.
I agree with both of you in a sense that he can't afford any more injuries.
And you can't afford any more losses.
No, listen.
So why would you play your best players in a cup?
So right now, against Man City's B team, bro, you put out kids. And you lost 3-0. And
because in 5 days' time, they will be playing a Premier League.
They play every 5 days, so what difference does it make? What are you trying to tell me?
Almost everybody plays at least every 3 days. And I'm what?
Okay.
Right now,
yeah.
Okay, so what are you trying to tell me?
You're trying to manage your players better.
The problem right now is
the injuries
would you rather, okay, let me ask you, would you rather he plays your full team against City and let's say Thiago Silva gets hurt, right?
Thiago Silva played.
Or let's say somebody that you can't afford. I don't know who's left in City that you can't afford.
What I'm saying is,
but one of your, let's say you lose Kai Havertz, right? You lose Kai Havertz, who I think he's like your only 4 left. Or you lose Koulibaly, or you lose Kepa, or you lose somebody who you can't afford to lose. And then now you have to play those kids for a more extended period of time.
Okay, so you put out those kids, took the L. Now you're signing more players. You need game time for them. Hold on, no, relax. You need game time for them to develop. Where are you getting the game time from? And you need wins. Hold on. No. You need wins. You're out of the Carabao Cup.
Okay.
You're out of the FA Cup, right? You're going to be out of the Champions League soon. Where are you going to get the game times for those players to develop?
But you have to understand, so those kids coming in, they're not gonna play a certain amount of game to actually develop. The cup games are
I'm talking about the signings that we're making.
Obviously, they're gonna be playing the Premier League, right?
Are they not supposed to be starting though? The signings you made, are they not supposed to be your starters?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but like they're obviously gonna get game time.
The thing is, you're supposed to work them in, right? Modric hasn't played a game since November. You know that? Ukraine doesn't have a league.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So the Champions League was the last time he played.
Okay.
He hasn't played a game since then. If we had Big City, we have those games, right? In order to get him up to speed and stuff like that.
Okay, you can still get him up to speed.
So wait, Mike.
So you guys are telling me right now. Hold on. Go ahead.
If he had played your starters and somebody got injured and you still lost, you would be mad at him for playing your starters in that game and for that starting game lost.
You're not mad.
I haven't been upset about any injury at all. It is part of the game.
Even if you're not mad,
we are right now that we're getting hurt.
You still have to manage these players.
Okay, but again,
because even if you're playing, okay, fine. So right now, what are you playing? Listen.
Huh?
Wait, Mike.
Well, I don't know.
Mike. Wait.
But I'll give you one example, right? Martinez. You know why he hasn't started? Because he's not back from. Literally, mentally, and physically from the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Luke Shaw is literally playing his.
And what games, right? Has Luke Shaw rested since he came back?
No, he hasn't.
Okay then.
He hasn't.
So
and look at Martinez.
So, right?
He hasn't started a game.
He hasn't started a game. Has he come off the bench?
Yes, for like 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Or 2, 3.
You're building him up to play back, right?
Probably.
And you
if Luke Shaw doesn't take his spot, which I doubt.
No. The thing is, right now, May United can afford to do it because they don't have injuries.
We don't. No, we're scared because right now we don't know about Rashford.
Bro,
okay, but
listen. So the new signings, you're just going to throw them out to the wolves, right?
Probably. I'm pretty sure.
That's what you want us to do, right?
No, I'm not saying you should do that.
Hold on.
But I'm pretty sure Odegaard or whatever we signed, he's definitely going to play against Crystal Palace.
Listen.
Because Martial's hurt.
Listen, remember when you said that you were playing another game in 5 games? You were playing another game in five games, right?
Yeah.
You played. Did you guys play Fulham on like what? Friday?
Thursday.
What did you guys play Fulham?
Thursday. Right.
You played again today. And aren't you playing again?
They're playing Wednesday
or Thursday
or Tuesday, I think.
We're not. We don't have a double game week.
You have a game this week?
No, we don't. We don't have a game.
So you have a game Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. Probably. We don't have a game. We're out of the cup.
No, there's a Premier League game this week.
No, because you guys have a double game week because of the game that you missed. We already played our double game week last week. You have a double game week. City has a double game week. You're playing Tottenham.
Yeah, I know.
And you are playing.
I didn't know you guys.
We don't have a game this week.
Okay, but fine.
You do want to manage your players,
but
because of that injury.
Bro, that's 3 games. That's 3 games in 1 week.
This is my point. We rushed, right, and put Felix in. Felix was our best player, but what happened now?
It's not about
rushing. Hold on, what happened?
He got a red card, but
that's not. He's out for how many games?
Bro, but is that the manager's fault?
Unfortunate though.
So wait, is that the manager's fault that he got a red card?
That's not his fault.
That's not part of it.
Did I blame the manager?
No.
Can you listen for a second then? I literally said you're rushing. We don't have any competitions at all for the fans to be excited. Right now, what do I have to look forward to this season?
When would you have played Felix? When?
He should have come off the bench. But if we have other games,
who would have started over him though?
Huh?
Who would have started over him?
Bro, Ziyech could have started over him. Ziyech didn't start.
But Ziyech plays on the right.
Bro, he literally played. You know where Felix played?
Doesn't it play like left wing or behind?
He didn't play left wing. They played two up top, with basically him and Havertz.
Okay.
And then they played Mount and who was it? Zakaria.
I thought you guys played 3-4-3.
No,
anyway.
he changed his formation based on the game. I think we even played a 4-back, if I'm not mistaken. Or
you guys played a 4-back against Man City.
Yeah.
Played a 3 or
we played a 4 the first time, right?
In the Carabao?
No.
I mean FA?
Yeah.
And you know my issue with that, going back to that, is that we played them 3 days earlier. Ask him. They won 1-0. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a good game, but we lost, right? To build on that was my thing, right? You had a team that worked against City, and they weren't able to score. And that was their main players. So definitely, when you play them again a second time, I'm expecting you to put out a better result. Am I mistaken?
But that was the second time in 3 days? So you wanted him to play the same exact team?
Oh my goodness. He played Bashir Humphreys off the cold turkey. That was his debut. His senior debut, bro. He started at center back against Man City, bro. And you played Omari Hutchinson on the wing, bro, when he wasn't ready.
But you have to understand, these are the cup games where you give out your youngsters a chance.
You don't have that choice right now to play youngsters because you need to win. That's what you guys are not getting.
Maybe for you as a fan, that's how you're looking at it.
No. That's how anybody looks at it. If you're not winning, don't you need... So, hold on. If you're not winning and you need a morale booster, what are you supposed to do?
I don't know, but I'm not looking at the wins right now. I'm looking at managing the players.
You're looking at performance and player management.
I'm looking at the manager. I'm not looking at
results.
I'm not looking at
because you guys haven't lost 8 games in a row. That's why you guys are talking like this.
No, it's not.
We haven't won. It's not. Before today, we hadn't won a Prem game since fucking November, bro. Like, what are you trying to tell me, bro?
I mean, there was a World Cup, so like.
Listen.
A hiatus for like 2-3 weeks.
Listen, what I'm looking at, the reason why I'm saying that is because of the injuries you guys have had.
I do not care about the injuries. We still have 20 players. We have 20 players.
Maybe that's
we have 20 players there. So what are you telling me?
So you think your 20 players that you have, are good enough to let's say like you guys just dropped 4 points, only 4 wins, 4 draws. You think the players you have that are healthy right now, are good enough? Because Cucurella, I don't even know. He's been very poor when I watch him. Chilwell is injured. So on the left side, you only have that number 67 guy.
Lewis Hall.
Lewis Hall.
Who stunk in that game.
Exactly, right? So who
you played him, right? In the first game against them, right? And you talk about rotation. Why is the kid playing again then? 3 days later.
Who else should have played Cucurella?
Cucurella.
But you don't like Cucurella.
No, I'm saying he hasn't put in the performances of a 66 million player. But he needs to play though, doesn't he? He should have played in the cup game instead of playing little kids. You have players like that. Like, my issue isn't him playing the little kids, right? It's in the positions where he chose to play them. As center back, bro, you're playing against Man City, right? And you choose to play an 18-year-old kid in his professional debut.
I will say
against Man City.
I'll say this.
Who are you resting?
No.
You had Chalobah on the bench. You had Cucurella on the bench.
Chalobah played.
He played what? Right back. You had Badishir, who played this year, the new signing that we had on the bench. You get what I'm saying? The defender's not the kid that you're giving that debut to. You could have given it to that Badishir guy that we just signed, and he played today and he was all right. But let's move on.
I think I'll say this before we move on. I think in the game that you guys lost 3-0, what hurt his choices was more of the style of play that City played. Because
you didn't play well.
No, we didn't play well. But
you didn't play well. They played like shit and they still won. Did you not play like shit?
Yes. But going into the game, if you believe City's playing Haaland, the center back you guys played, would have been good
against Haaland.
Because Haaland doesn't drop in. No, what I'm saying is because Haaland doesn't drop in, right?
Bro.
In that game, we played Julian Alvarez, and every time Julian Alvarez dropped in, that center back, went with him. And the commentator kept on saying, it's because he's young.
And you know what we lost to them?
Yeah.
Where did all your goals come from?
The right side. Mars' side.
No, it came from the other side, where the kid was. The left side, for you.
I mean, we only scored 1 goal in play.
But all their damage came from that side.
Literally,
that's what they literally did. They dragged the kid out of position and attacked on that side. And that's where my issue comes in. No. You as a manager, you see that. What are you supposed to do? Make changes, right? Not even make changes. Put up tactical changes in order to help that.
But wait. Even me as a manager on the bench, right? It's not like he played the kid without any help. He played the kid next to Koulibaly, who second to Thiago Silva, is your most experienced center back, and maybe Aspilicueta, right?
He is the.
No. Listen. When you see that as a manager, even if you're not able to get out the instructions, if I was on the team and I kept seeing it as other center back part, I would tell him, yo, they're trying to, after a couple of times, you as a player in the game,
hold on.
Your brain should click that.
Nah. Yo, question: have you watched Koulibaly this season for Chelsea?
I haven't watched him a lot.
Have you watched Koulibaly for Chelsea?
I think I've watched him a couple games.
Is he good
for
Chelsea?
He's good, yeah.
Bro, when we're done,
defensively, I haven't seen anything, but I feel like when he's on the ball, actually his distribution and everything.
Fulham? We will watch the Fulham game before you go.
Fulham game, yeah.
We will watch the Fulham game before you go, bro. Ball's coming in the air. Come on, headers. He can't do. Ball is coming. Take a touch. Bro, the dude literally let the ball bounce in front of him and it got bullied. Koulibaly is not the type of player, right, that you want to put a kid starting his first ever game.
Yeah, but he's an experienced center back.
But he doesn't play with his bro. Literally, if the kid is out of position, bro, you know who's gonna follow him and be out of position? Koulibaly.
But what I'm saying is that sometimes, when I see things in a game, I blame it on the players before I go to the manager. Because before City scored the goal,
who put the players out there?
But before City scored the goal, the kid had been dragged out of position multiple times. So it wasn't like City saw it once and then the second time they hit it. So he was dragged out of position multiple times. What is the
manager's job, right? On pitch side. Yeah, who's supposed to correct that?
Right. It's the manager. But I'm saying, even if the manager doesn't correct it immediately, you as the player need to recognize it. No. The
manager's duty out there on that pitch is to make sure those things that are happening on the pitch, because the players may not be able to see everything that's happening. You get what I'm saying? Because they're focused on the game. You as a manager, your only job while you're pitch side is to watch for those things and make adjustments for that. When we played you guys, what did we say Potter did very well? In the first half, what were you guys doing to us?
Tactical changes. Yeah.
He made those tactical changes. And that's what he needs to keep on doing and building on that for us all to believe in there. Again, Chelsea, it's all right. We're getting better and it's okay. My last question to y'all, right? Arsenal. Why don't you guys see Arsenal winning? Because I'm seeing it. Yeah. What are you seeing in Arsenal that I'm not seeing? That makes you think they're not a good enough team to win.
I'll say this. Today was, I think, like the second or third time that I've watched Arsenal this season.
That's crazy.
Every time I watch Arsenal, at least to me, they don't win in a way that I believe is sustainable.
Oh, it's sustainable.
Let me tell you this. Their first goal today was a Lloris own goal. The ball was hit straight at Lloris. It hit Lloris in the hands and the chest, and it went into the goal. Their second goal was an Odegaard outside the box shot, low driven into Lloris's left. A goal that I believe Lloris should have saved. But even if he doesn't save it, right? That's okay. And then throughout the course of the game, Pate had like a long shot from outside the box, crazy good long hit the post. There are certain things like that. I don't think, at least the way that I believe, they said you can't repeat that success over and over and over and over again. That's the reason why I don't believe Arsenal. I think at some point, that's what I say. By its performance, they've been performing well.
No, right.
But they haven't been performing to the point where it's like repeatable. Right, Liverpool, right? When they were second in the league, their performances and the way they were winning, it was repeatable success. Right. City, when they win, it's repeatable success. That's why I don't believe even if I don't believe they'll win it this year.
That's because both teams have been there. They've been contending for a long time.
See, if Arsenal win it this year,
I don't know where Arsenal's coming from.
It's out of nowhere.
It's out of nowhere.
It's out of nowhere. If you really watched them last season,
how did they contend? How did they play last season? It was only a couple of games that got them to fourth, and then they dropped
hold on. At the beginning of the season last year, by November, where was Arsenal?
They were in the top 4.
They were in 10th. They were like 15th at one point.
Exactly.
And what did they gradually do?
What they've improved this season is the performance, the consistency of that performance.
No, they started improving on that consistency and performance last season. They built up to it. It's the same team they played last season. And They brought in Saliba. Saliba's playing really well. They have Ben White playing on the as a right back. He's playing very well. Ramsdale is playing very good. Their midfield is so fluid. They play very well. Partey is doing his job. Xhaka is playing very well. Odegaard, bro, is playing better than De Bruyne is playing this season. If I had to vote for the midfielder as the best player in the best midfielder, I would have to give it to Odegaard right now. Saka is doing his thing out there on the wing. Martinelli has stepped up this game. They're putting in consistent performances. Last season, games in which they should have won, they lost. This season, games in which you think they're going to lose, they end up getting a win.
Yeah.
And hold on.
Let me finish. With games in which, what game did they lose? They lost to you guys, right? Even that. Partey was missing from that game. Partey was hurt. That was one of the reasons. And you guys outperformed them. Fine case.
I don't think they outperformed them. I think they played better than us, but we just beat them.
In the game against Liverpool, they looked like they were going to lose. But they strived and they came out with the win. They've had quality wins. In the past, like, I'm one person I would not, like, even now, I'm hoping. That's why I was happy. I wasn't too upset when we lost 1-0 to these guys, that these guys will be able to challenge Arsenal, and eventually Arsenal will bottle it, because that's what they always do.
If you think about
but they have
it,
the performances, and they have everything to prove that they deserve to win. I'm serious.
If you think about it, although they beat Tottenham, right, they beat them twice. They haven't played Man City at all this season.
Yeah, they've been ducking Man City.
Right? They haven't played us twice.
But right now, as we sit here today, they will beat Man City.
You think?
Right now, as we sit today, Arsenal will beat Man City.
I won't put
Mark it on the wall. I won't put money on it.
Listen.
I won't put my money on it. Trust me.
When they play Liverpool, right? Have they played Liverpool twice yet, or only
once?
Once. All right. When they played Liverpool,
was it 2-1, right?
Yeah,
I believe
they won off of a pen that shouldn't have been a pen.
Controversy. Yeah,
a controversial. Like that's
football, though.
No, but that's why what I'm saying by when they win the big games, it's not.
But that's how
they don't outperform
the other team,
other than Tottenham. Which you can't outperform Tottenham because they're City.
Which is why I'm saying that's why my mentality when it comes to winning the league now, and they said your performance and the way you win.
So is Arsenal a title contender now to you?
I mean, they're number one. They have
to be.
No. Is Arsenal a title contender?
They have to be.
Because
an overall team.
In December, this guy said they were not a title contender. That's why I'm trying to get on the record. Do you think now that Arsenal is a title contender?
Right now, we're in the position that we're in. Everybody said, no. After yesterday's when people are saying title, but I don't think we have the squad for it. But the position that we are in,
Arsenal's 11, right? Man for man right now, bro. And the way they're playing, bro, they are the best performing team in the Premier League.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They bro, you guys have me showing Arsenal love, and I don't like that because I don't want them to win the league. But I have to go objective and look at it and be honest with you.
To win the
right now, if I have to pick a team to win the league, it probably would be Man City. But Man City's not putting in the performances to show me that they want to really win this league. But Arsenal is doing it. Bro, you see the shit housey that they're putting on. You see when it's time to play, bro, those boys are ready to play. Arteta has them playing football, bro. And y'all need to put some respect in their name.
They haven't performing. Yeah, I'll give them that. But winning the league, it takes a lot to win the league. It's not just performances and all that.
And it's only 18 games. And whenever I have arguments with Arsenal fans, I tell them it's only 18 games. And I think City's going to bounce back. I'm waiting for City to go on that run that they always go on to catch up to them in points.
It's not going to happen this year until like the 21st game.
Well, we'll see. We've played 18 games now, or 19 games. The 21st game is coming.
Is that half the?
No, 38
games. So
it's not. It might not even.
It's 28 games left.
It might not even.
28 left.
Yeah, because they played 16. Oh no, 20 games.
20 games. Yeah.
Sorry, 20 games.
It might not even happen until like the 25th game of the season, and by that point, it might be too late.
So,
it's just.
Lastly, who do you think is winning the league?
Who do I think? Probably Man City.
Who do you think is winning the league?
Man City.
Where does Arsenal finish then?
I know they probably finish in the top 4.
They'll probably finish second.
Because if you have this amount of points and the trajectory that they're on right now, I think it's top 4. Definitely top 4.
I think what's
definitely top 4. I don't know where in top 4, but I think
what's going to determine the rest of the season is the rest of the top 6 games, because
they don't have that many left though. They only have no, they don't.
They play us. They play Liverpool and then they play Man City twice. Yeah, that's next Saturday or next Sunday.
And that's out the way. They play Man City twice. They play Liverpool once. They play Chelsea once. That's it. That's
a lot of games.
That's 5. That's 5 games out of 20.
That's 5 they have to win.
They're going to win. What makes you think
all 5 against big teams?
Maybe not you, but they're beating these guys
twice.
The game that they play, maybe not twice, but they're beating you the first time. I'm letting you know that they are beating Arsenal.
You think against Man City they're gonna have the most possession or like the way they've been playing,
bro? What? So like, what I'm trying to tell you is right now, what makes Man City better than them as a football team right now? What is Man City doing that Arsenal's not doing?
Arsenal is fluid. I'll give you that, but. I don't know. Arsenal beat.
Listen, the thing.
If I'm being honest,
the thing that
it might be close, but
Arsenal beats Man City, bro.
That's fine. But the reason why I have Man City winning both games, or at least winning one and drawing one, is because I believe when it comes down to like the final stretch and that chokehold, of like. We need to win this game or else we will not win the league, Because City has done it and they've been doing it.
You have to understand that Arsenal have young players. How can they perform under pressure?
They've done it this season though. Every game, big game they've shown up.
This season. Let's get to the last 10
we're focused on right now.
Let's say the last 10 games.
The last 10 games.
Because last season,
let me
right?
tell you something.
They were flying in top 4 until Tottenham
crept up on them
and surpassed them.
So the thing
that's what I'm saying.
The thing is,
they're young.
What happened last
season
with them battling top 4 it's that experience that I'm talking about that they're gaining on the fly, bro. Last season, games in which they should have lost, they lost, right? But this season, games in which they should have lost, that way they didn't play well, they ended up winning. They beat Newcastle.
To me, it's different. The way that I think about soccer is different because I'll give you one example. If you look at Man City, Real Madrid last season, or even Liverpool last season when they played them in the Champions League, there's a difference between a winning team, a style of play, and all of that. Those winning mentalities, like they're embedded into players or into teams that it's there. When somebody steps onto the field, you know that that's a winner, right?
Well, let me tell you something.
And there's a difference. And there's a difference between like playing well and having fluidity and all of that. It's different. So trust me. I think when the pressure gets tough, Arsenal definitely will drop.
What about these guys then?
What I'm basing it off of is because they've done it.
Okay, but these guys, when the pressure was tough, they've also bottled things.
In Champions League only. Now in the EPL.
Bro, let's be honest. Last year, they did not almost bottle the league.
But they
almost
bottle
it.
Almost.
That was the last.
That's why I said almost.
Right.
They had how many points lead did you have on Liverpool?
That was 1, I think.
No.
It was about at the highest. It was like 12 or 14.
They had 12.
Yeah.
And it was in like January, February. It wasn't like it was like September that they had that points lead on Liverpool. But it was February. Wait. Liverpool, and they had one game. You had played one more game than them. I'll give you that.
No, that's not what I was saying. The whole of last season, whatever you guys said the EPL was over, did I not say it's not over yet? I said it. Why did I say it?
Literally, because they let Liverpool come in. And literally, Liverpool almost stole it from them, bro. That is what I'm talking about. These guys, their mentalities, the players that they have, some players, I've always questioned their mentalities. He knows that. They'll call me a hater for it, but there's certain one in their team, when the going gets tough, they're not going to be there. So I don't think...
But they were all there in the final game of the season last season.
Who was almost in relegation. I don't want to hear it, bro. You act like...
Bro, you keep saying clutch.
You're not
when people have shown you that they're clutch,
who showed me clutch?
You moved the goalpost.
Who showed me clutch?
You said. You think Arsenal bottling top 4 has made them clutch, right? But
I didn't say it's made them clutch. I said it's a lesson learned.
It's a lesson learned, right?
Experience.
But us winning on the last game of the season, is not a lesson learned.
You had a 13-point lead.
It was 12.
Okay, big difference.
And we didn't lose the league. That's all that matters.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we still won the league.
All I know is, right, good teams don't allow other teams to creep back in. Against Madrid.
So you believe...
Hold on.
So you found a way, though.
Question. Last season, in the Champions League against Madrid, should you have killed them the first game?
I said that, yes.
Did I not agree with you that you should have killed them? But
I
they
think
didn't.
Everybody in the world agreed with us that we should have killed them the first game.
And they allowed Madrid to what? Slowly creep in.
It wasn't even slowly creep in. Had it not been for the last 2 minutes of the game, Krampano, Madrid would not have won the game. And in case you don't remember,
they let them score 2 goals, bro.
And if you
in
don't,
89th minute and 92nd
And because long-term memory is the big thing now. The reason why Madrid even was in the game, the first game, was because of the handball rule in Champions League. Remember, I think it was the first game or the second game. No, the first game. I used Panenka, no. If they were playing because of Champions League rules, if the ball hits your hand in any way and your hand is above your head, it's an automatic handball. No matter how it happened, right? The ball hit Laporte's head, and then it hit his hand. That any other league in the world, it's not a handball because of Champions League. So don't act as if said
the rules.
No, but I'm saying
what I'm trying to get you to understand is at the end of the day, bro. I think I agree with you guys that Arsenal is going to Arsenal in the end. That is their thing, their DNA, right? To bottle it. But I think you guys are not giving them enough credit. That is my issue. And that they're going to be there till the last day, bro. It is going down to the last day.
I'm not saying, bro, I didn't say City's going to run away with the league. You asked me who was going to win. And I said City. And then you asked me where is Arsenal going to be.
Has changed.
And I said second.
Has the tone not changed? Because bro did not have Arsenal in top 4 in December.
It wasn't December, bro. It was the beginning of the season. It was like
in December. What did you say?
October. I didn't say anything about them in December. I said I believe City's still going to win, and I believe that Arsenal at some point is going to fall off.
Okay.
Because their performance is not sustainable.
When is the fall off coming?
Me? I don't know. Every time I watch their games, the way they win,
don't move you.
The way they
the City move you.
What do you mean the City move me? When we win?
No, like how you play, you like it, right?
Right now, no, we're not performing well.
I'm talking about in general terms how you guys play. You like it, right?
Sure, yeah.
Arsenal literally plays just like them.
They don't play like them. They don't.
All right, y'all.
The thing is, you're not seeing it the way that I'm seeing it, because the way I see Arsenal winning right now, is a fortunate bounce their way, an error on the goalkeeper's part, an error that on the defender's part, like certain things
fine margins.
Yeah, certain things that shouldn't be happening for them, it's happening for them.
And what about you guys?
What about us?
You're dropping points every week, literally now.
Okay, and you don't think Arsenal's gonna drop points?
Errors? They haven't so far.
Well, they haven't, but at some point, everybody will drop.
That's
points.
what I'm saying. They said, bro, at some point, where it is right now, they said Arsenal are the top. And City are mid to their bottom. Mm-hmm. At some point, it's going to flip. And that's what I'm saying by said. What matters in this is when that point happens, and two, how Arsenal handle that point. Mm-hmm. Once their performance drops, are they going to be able to get the results they need? Yep. Or are their results going to go with their performance? That's what wins. That's what defines margins in every single league. Are you able to stumble through your bad performance
right now?
Enough
they haven't had any bad results, right?
No, they've played bad and still won.
No, I'm saying they haven't had any bad results in terms of they haven't lost a game or a couple of games that they have to come back from. Right?
They've had to come back and win games.
No, I'm talking about
like a loss.
They lost
against
first
you guys.
game, right? And then they bounced back. Right?
They bounced back.
Okay, but I'm talking about having a draw here, a loss here, or a loss.
A couple weeks.
Like how City's bad patch right now is.
A couple of weeks where you drop.
They're gonna be able to come back.
They're going to have those though. That's the thing.
Everybody will have that. Everybody will have that. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody has it. There's never been a.
You're not gonna have the perfect win.
There's never been a year in which a team, apart from I think City Centurion season crumple, but that one crumple, there was definitely a couple of days, a couple of weeks out. Mm-hmm. It wasn't clicking well because every team has it. Once Europa League starts kicking in, and
that's the thing.
Champions League,
and they lost to PSV in the Europa.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, but they played it.
Another thing that people credit City for. They say
Lokonga, all them boys was in there.
Another thing people credit City for, they say they always talk about City's depth. Arsenal doesn't have that depth. You've said it before.
They don't.
If they,
but
God forbid,
God
forbid an injury to one of their best players.
It doesn't matter. Jesus was one of their best players. They lost him. Eddie Nketiah stepped in.
That's a striker position, though.
Yeah, but nobody thought Eddie Nketiah would be producing like he is. He's producing more than Jesus was.
Jesus Ankasa, he's not really
right,
that type of striker.
Bro, Arsenal fans, I try. No matter what I say, they're not going to believe in y'all. It's just up to y'all to prove them wrong, right?
I'm out.
Sure.
All right,
It's
y'all.
not that I don't. Yeah, no, I don't believe in them.
Yeah, you don't. But
I didn't believe in them
I'm
at the beginning of
seeing
the
light.
season. I don't believe in them now.
It's going to be a sad day when Arsenal wins the league, and you have to see it because it might happen. It's Y3K Pod. It's your boy Yao.
Okay.
And your boy Mike. We out. Peace out. Y'all be safe. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.